We've been on pins and needles for 5 weeks now, but tonight the wait is over. The Broncos have hired Sean Payton as their new coach.
And it takes the excitement out of looking at Twitter. Of course, Sean Payton's one of the NFL's most successful coaches. Now, people here want him to return the Broncos to glory. He spent the last year off the sidelines as a studio analyst for Fox's NFL coverage. Before that, though, he was known for the 15 years he was the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, taking them to a Super Bowl championship in 2009. Before that, in 2006, he was the AP's Coach of the Year in the NFL. Of course, he was also suspended by the league for a full season in 2012 for his role in the team's Bountygate scandal. So during that year, away from the game, he was instead the offensive coordinator for his son's sixth-grade football team. As a younger man, he was a college quarterback at Eastern Illinois University, a school that would later send Tony Romo and Jimmy Garoppolo to the NFL.
Scotty Gaines is joining us now. Just an average Tuesday around here, Scotty.
Absolutely. You know what? Payton and Prime, both in Colorado. What a life this is. It's a good day to have a great day. It really is. The Broncos are the talk of the NFL. It sounds good. They've got their biggest name head coach since they fired Mike Shanahan back in 2008. But they had to give up some to get him. This year's 29th overall first-round draft pick, next year's second-round choice. In return, the Saints gave Denver their third-rounder in 2024, and the man, Sean Payton, former Super Bowl champion head coach, NFL Coach of the Year, has made stops in Philadelphia, Dallas, New York, and Nolens. 59 years old, coming off, like Tom said, his Fox Sports analyst gig, but he's never totally been away from the game. He really can't stay away from football. The 2012 suspension, he coached his son's team. They actually made a Netflix movie out of it. It was just horrible. Anyways, it's such an exciting time right now. 15-year NFL veteran Chad Brown is sharing the joy.
I think we're feeling good as football fans here in the state. There's optimism because of Deion Sanders. Now there's optimism because of Sean Payton. We have to see it play out on the field, but right now it sure feels good to be the talk of the football world.
It really does. Hey, Broncos insider Mike Klis joins us now. Mike, we were just saying, pretty casual day. You know what? This has all been so crazy, the head coach search. 8 coaches were interviewed and brought in. But right now, today, how do you feel the Broncos organization is feeling?
Really good. I mean, he was the best. If you take away the strings that were attached to him, he was the best candidate for him because they wanted a coach with an edge. So it was between him and Jim Harbaugh, setting a winning culture. These guys have won everywhere they've gone. And Sean Payton really was number one because of his ability to work with quarterbacks. He's a great play caller. The Saints have been number one in scoring, I think, 6 times in his 15 years as a head coach, which is exciting for Broncos country. But they didn't want to give up those draft picks, so they explored Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh decided twice to stay with Michigan. They explored DeMeco Ryans, who surprised them after their interview back on December 19th. They were interested in making DeMeco Ryans. He wanted to go to Houston for family reasons. Ultimately, they decided, they're trading Bradley Chubb for Sean Payton.
Why is it you say that, Bradley Chubb for Sean
They
Payton?
got the first-round pick from from the Miami Dolphins in the Bradley Chubb trade at midseason. So that first-round pick is really all they got. The picks that are exchanged in 2024, the second and the third, really kind of a wash. So that's how they kind of look at it. Bradley Chubb for Sean Payton. Now they got to fix Russell Wilson. Sean Payton, more than Jim Harbaugh, is going to do that. So once they made that commitment to Sean Payton, they got the deal done, and I think it was the right choice. Experience, too, after the 3 previous guys had no previous head coaching experience.
Absolutely. Going to be a whole lot different this year. Hey, we're going to share more fun from today, including who could possibly be defensive coordinator at around 5:20, you guys.
This is going to impact every criminal prosecution going forward in the state of Colorado.
Defense attorneys today are warning that a recent decision by the Colorado Supreme Court could have disastrous implications for defendants. At issue, the legal definition of reasonable doubt. 9 News crime and justice reporter Matt Jablow explains.
Hesitate to act. 3 simple words that, according to defense attorneys like Scott Jurdam, have for decades provided critical protection for criminal defendants in Colorado.
It's not just the freedom of my client that's at issue. It's all of our freedom.
3 simple words now erased from the state's law books.
This is the most significant move I've seen in my 46 years practicing law.
Some background. As most people know, to win a conviction, prosecutors have to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. Until very recently, reasonable doubt was defined in Colorado as a doubt that would cause reasonable people to hesitate to act in matters of importance to themselves.
We all know what it's like to hesitate in a matter of importance. We almost never make an important decision in our lives without hesitation.
But late last week, the Colorado Supreme Court redefined proof beyond a reasonable doubt, leaving out the words hesitate to act and replacing them with proof that leaves you firmly convinced of the defendant's guilt.
To prove something so well that you would rely on the evidence without hesitation is very difficult, and it makes the state's burden very hard. And it's appropriate. You're going to have a lot less protection from the power of the state now as a result of what these 5 people on this committee did.
Yeah. Well,
Boulder Chief Deputy District Attorney Adam Kendall sees it much differently,
there's no sea change as far as we see it.
saying the new language does not favor either the defense or the prosecution, but simply provides jurors more clarity on the definition of reasonable doubt.
It only makes the instruction easier to understand and allows a jury to more easily determine if someone is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
The new jury instruction regarding reasonable doubt went into effect this week. While it's new to Colorado, the federal court system has had similar language for many years.
So it's one of those things we kind of need to see a case where it plays out to fully understand it.
It'll be interesting. Reasonable doubt, obviously a pillar of our legal system, and a lot of people get very nervous when you mess with it at all.
All right, we'll wait and see. Thank you, Matt.
The El Paso County District Attorney has dismissed criminal charges against a black veteran who was seen on video being beaten by Colorado Springs police officers after a traffic stop. 29-year-old Dalvin Gadson was pulled over in October for not having a license plate and driving 15 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone. The body camera videos show him being pulled from the vehicle and officers seen punching and kicking him. Gadson's attorneys say that left him with damage to his eye and a ruptured eardrum. Gadson was still charged with assault and resisting arrest, among other charges, but the district attorney has now dropped those charges. However, Gadson's attorney is going through with the federal lawsuit against the officers.
Wheat Ridge police now believe the shooting of a truck driver on Interstate 70 this weekend was a case of road rage. Investigators say the driver of a black pickup truck was driving dangerously alongside and then in front of a semi on I-70 near Ward Road just after 8 Sunday morning. The victim told police the pickup pulled up alongside the semi's passenger side and the driver fired a gun before getting off on the Ward exit. The bullet hit the victim. Police say he's going to be okay. If you know anything about the suspect, Wheat Ridge Police would like to hear from you. New numbers from the Metro Auto Theft Task Force show that more vehicles are stolen last year, but the increase wasn't as large as the past, and the recovery rate improved. Here's a snapshot of that report. 2022 saw an 11% rise in the vehicle thefts from 2021. 30,000 were taken in the metro. Denver had the highest number with 12,000, followed by Arapahoe County and then Adams. Overall, authorities in the metro area recovered 77% of stolen vehicles. Castle Rock and Golden police departments have the highest recovery rates in the metro area.